We're a family of the future. That's the best way I can describe it. We're just a different family. For real, yo, there's surround sound here, lights. The lights go with the surround sound. Yo, our Wi-Fi is like military level because you know I'm military.
Yes, sir. I install Wi-Fi.
Oh, so you already know. I'm Air Force, Space Force, so you know.
Okay.
You know what happened in Venezuela, so that's like the talk of the town. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And I forgot to be clear.
being targeted these lies.
I specialize on systems, you know, like lasers and shit. So I know that you know I'm the poor version of Iron Man. I'm the wrong version of Iron Man. So I know what happened was serious business.
Even if it is a whisper.
It's funny to me because I'm retired.
And what it
Yes,
But I do not want to get that
not only in
fucking
the
phone
target
call.
of those words,
If I get that fucking phone call, then I gotta go be Iron Man again. I don't want to be Iron Man. I want to be fucking Tony Stark. Shit's better. That's what be Tony Stark.
Yes, sir.
He wants to attract, or he actually believes this is happening.
You know, I'm trying to be a professional here and making me laugh. I can't work up to these questions. This is for educational uses only, alright? They keep trying to fuck in my channel. All my shit is education. Everything. It's education. They still want to mess with my stuff.
Yes, sir.
They put mad commercials when I'm teaching a class. Sometimes I'm teaching a music class. I got to start all over again. All over again. But, you know, I have the right to fucking be funny too. What the fuck?
Yes, sir.
Jesus Christ. Oh, he put the fucking music.
I want to try and actually right. Tony's a special
Yo,
guy.
they gave me a 30-second commercial. That's like a penalty. Like, how dare you cheat with our technology? I couldn't get a fucking 3-second, a 5, 10 second. They gave me a fucking, yo, sometimes that shit is like 8 minutes. Yo. That's crazy. But it's alright. Wait till I get famous. When I get fucking famous, I'm gonna tell them I want to speak to the fucking chairman of the board. Put in commercial, I'm trying to fucking watch some Star Wars and shit. Y'all fuck. They talking about the force and I gotta deal with this shit. Yes. What the heezy? I'm not just a lawyer and an engineer and a serial entrepreneur and an artist. I'm also a doctor. But you know, they don't put that in the Hollywood movies. Yes. They do not put that in the fucking Hollywood. They're like, I gotta be a doctor too. That's the secret to my success. That's why I'm getting busy. This is not the fucking right thing. What the heck? This is 2 hours ago. No, that's not. Yo, my students have homework, yo. Stream 2 days ago. It has to be this one.
Somebody like Maria Machado, the Nobel Peace Prize recipient.
No, Maria Machado, we're not interested in that. We're here for the financial news. We need to know what's going on in the financial markets. We're not with the bullshit. We are in technology. Oh my God, they're not gonna put the full
being
fucking
elected
speech.
somebody much more friendly to the U.S.
Come on, for my students, you guys should have the link. Stream remarks? No, not that. That's not what we're looking for. Where the fuck is this shit? Melania hates when he dances word. That's what the fucking algorithm is gonna fucking give me. I am an educator here. Where the, you know what? Let me go space. Then I gotta do it with my phone, which takes even longer. Trump. Maduro press conference. Yes, computer. Now you're on the right path. We're here to get educated. Okay, ABC
More
News.
today about that
Now,
superseding
hold that.
indictment.
No, we're gonna
New
get
charges
real shit.
facing-
We're gonna go to fucking 3 days ago. England is flying. Go back here. ABC News. No.
More today about that superseding indictment
new charges facing Maduro, and here is President Trump from Mar-a-Lago.
Okay, thank
That's
you very
what I'm
much.
trying to
This
hear.
is
What the
big
fuck
stuff.
is going on?
Appreciate you being here.
So here we'll fade out the sides.
Yes.
Then on the
Like
top, you
last
want to
night.
come just to the back.
Go to the back and
Today,
thin it out a little bit. It's a bit
Thin
too
it out.
my
thin.
Okay, we'll
direction.
trim into. You want me to clean
The
up the
United
baby hairs
States
underneath the
Armed
length of the
Forces
roots where it grows?
Yes, sir.
conducted an
Would you like for
extraordinary
us to trim
military
your eyebrows
operation
today?
in the
Yeah.
capital.
You could check back there. He might be back there. I think his car was back there. Just double check.
Overwhelming
I'm sorry,
American
would you like for
military
us to
power,
share?
air, land, and
Yes,
sea
and then
was
the beard.
used to
Do you like
launch
the volume that comes
a
off the skin?
spectacular
Yes, sir.
assault.
Do you want to
It was
overall
a-
keep the
an
same
assault
length?
like
Just
you
kind of
haven't
clean out the
seen
flesh that
since
stick out a little bit.
Yes, sir.
And
World
can we
War
clean on the
II.
outside?
Yes, sir.
And then for your eyebrows,
It
can
was
we
a force
clean on the
against
outside
a
as well as
heavily
remove some of the
fortified
volume?
military
Yes.
fortress
Okay, perfect.
in the heart
So
of
we'll do a
Caracas
mid-level blend, everything straight
to
back. I
bring
got you.
outlaw
As you
dictator
know, I'm gonna have the
Nicolas
music
Maduro
full
to
blast. If you
justice.
need me, raise your hand. I
This
can
was
hear you
one of
very
the
well.
most
Yes,
stunning,
sir.
effective, and powerful
I'm gonna
displays of
travel to the
American
future. I'll be right back.
military might and competence in American
And
history.
I gotta give you my theory before I go travel
And
to
if you think
town.
about it,
Yo,
some
it was serious.
other good ones
It
like
was
the
Delta Force.
attack
It
on
was F-35
Soleimani,
Lightning IIs and F-22s, which you know I'm Ghost Squad.
attack
I'm
on
Air Force Space
al-Baghdadi,
Force, so I know
and the
Yes,
where
sir.
those aircraft are taking
obliteration
off
and
from is my
decimation
base. You know
of
what
the
I'm saying?
Iran nuclear
Yes, sir.
sites
So I knew that it was
just
serious.
recently
So
in an operation known as
President was there
Midnight
'cause he was
Hammer.
there.
Okay.
They sent Maduro on
All
that fucking
perfectly
submarine.
executed and done.
He
No
went to-
nation
they let him out. He
in the
went to
world
court,
could
like-
achieve what
Yes,
America
I
achieved
trust this.
yesterday or
That was
Yo,
pretty great.
and he trying
Just
to
a
make a
short
joke. He
period
trying to
of
say, "Oh, Happy New Year's." Yeah, you
All
don't being a
Venezuelan
bad guy was
military
cool, right?
capacities
And
were
it ain't cool
rendered
no
powerless
more.
as
Now,
the
all
men
that shit comes
and
back.
women
Like
of our
God gave you all
military
these
working
blessings
with
and you
U.S. law
fucked it up.
enforcement.
You should have just
Successfully
been good to the
captured
people. You know what I'm saying?
Maduro in
You
the dead of night.
could have been a fucking
It was
remembered in history as one of the best.
the
But no, you fucking want to go to
lights
the dark
of
side.
Caracas were
Fucking
largely
Darth Vader
turned
and the
off
bad version. You know, I like the redemption
due to
Vader.
a certain
Yes,
So
expertise
there's a theory in
that we
psychology that
It was
each
dark.
one of us makes up our
It
own
was
version of
deadly.
what Vader is.
Yeah.
But I like redemption
have
Vader.
captured
I
along
don't
with
like
his
the
wife,
evil fucking killing younglings.
Celia
Come on now.
Flores,
God damn, like you had to
both
do
of
that.
whom
Yes.
And
now
then he
face
took
American
Padme, like,
justice.
what the fuck? I was like, what kind of
Maduro
Darth Vader
Flores
is this?
have
Yeah.
been indicted
And
the
then in the
Southern
comics,
District
it's like
of
a
New
whole
York
different. I don't know what the
Jake
fuck
Lake.
that shit is. In the comics, he's
for their
overpowered.
campaign
Oh, yeah.
against
On everything.
narco
Super
terrorism
overpowered.
against the United
I like,
States.
you know, some
And its
like
citizens.
adventures, but god
I
damn,
want
he's
to thank the
just
men and
crazy.
women of our
Yes, sir.
military who achieved such an extraordinary success overnight.
The movies have
With
more of like a
breathtaking speed,
British
power,
feel to them.
precision, and
Yeah.
You know what I'm
confidence.
saying? We were infatuated with
I
Europe.
don't
But
see anything
in
like
that
it.
time
We've
of
seen some
filmmaking was
greats in
crazy.
this country
Oh,
that
yeah.
didn't do
There's so many
well,
classics of that time.
or
You
an
know what I mean?
embarrassment.
Yes, sir.
If you look back to Afghanistan, or if you look back
Let
to
me rotate you this way. You have
The Jimmy
22.
Carter
You can look at the
days.
screen. Don't worry. I'm gonna
Different
measure
days.
and cut around you.
the respected
And if I'm
country
in the
again,
way,
like
just tell me I'm
maybe
if I
like
do have
never
to
before.
rotate you, there's a small mirror in
These
front of
highly
you and
trained
there's a
warriors
big mirror
operating
on
in
your left hand side. So
collaboration
you'll
with
always be
U.S. law
able to see a
enforcement,
reflection somehow.
caught
Yes, sir.
them in
Now
a
we got a
very
few more
many
things
position
coming.
they were
We have
waiting for us. They knew
Sega
if they
Genesis
shipped
and
out
Super Nintendo on the way.
in the
We
sea.
just have to figure out how to do it because it's like old technology with this new
So they were
system.
in a
You
ready,
know, my
what's called a
nephews,
ready position.
this is their concept.
They
Yes,
were
love
completely
sports.
overwhelmed and
Papa was 26.
very quickly
Mr. Bryant is
incapacitated.
24. You see all
You
their
would have seen
stations
what I
is all
saw
black
last night. You would
memorabilia.
have
They
been very
play
impressed. I'm
basketball,
not
so
sure
they
that you'll ever
love
get to
sports.
see it, but
And in our family,
was
you know,
an
we're known
incredible
for
thing to
sports.
see.
I didn't hear music. of
not a
course.
single American
You know what I
service
mean? So
member was killed.
That's the thing
And
about
not
it.
a single
Like, this
piece
is
of
their
American
concept. Everything is
equipment was
technology.
lost.
I used
With
to
many helicopters,
make
many
signs that
planes, many
said, no Wi-Fi
many
password,
people
talk to each other. Because the
involved in
thing
that
is,
fight.
we're going to make you laugh
I think of that.
at
Not one
least
piece
one
of
time,
military equipment
anytime
was
that you
lost,
come
not
through.
one
And that's part of like
service
our
member was
our
more importantly
business
killed. The
formula.
United States
You know,
military is the
here
strongest
people are family, you know
and
what I
most
mean?
fearsome
Yes,
military on the
So
planet
we
by
want to
far.
give you the best
With
experience that we
capabilities
can
and
possibly
skills
give
our
you. You know?
enemies can
And look, I'm actually teaching.
scarcely
You know,
begin
at
to
the same
imagine.
time,
We have the
so
best equipment
Just
anywhere
you
in the
coming
world.
here is helping millions of
There's no
people,
equipment like
especially
what we have.
overseas.
And you
that
see
they can't-
that
You know, they can't afford
even
to
if you
pay
just
for a
look at the
college
boats, you know,
master class.
knocked out 97% 97%
So
of the
they're all celebrity
drugs coming
barbers.
in
But
by
the thing is,
sea.
everybody knows our whole family. We're all
90%. Each male kills
yes,
25 on
there's
average,
different
25,000
generations
people.
celebrity barbers. So
We knocked out 97.
I never had a lot of like
those
sports
drugs mostly
athletes
come from
fines, but I
a
had
place called
enough for
Venezuela.
me to say, yo, that's it.
We're going to
I'm
run the
good.
country into recession
I'm done.
as we can do a
You know,
safe,
The
proper,
deeper you
and
get into
judicious.
entertainment, like I started doing
transition,
movies and
so
shit, I said, nah,
we
you
don't
want
wanna
to
be
see too
involved
much. I
with
live in Malibu.
Having somebody else
You
get
know,
in and
I got
we
the
have
poorest
the same
house in
situation
Malibu,
that we had for the
though.
last long
I got the
30 years.
oldest house. I got no
So we are
fucking
going to
central
run the
AC,
country
but yo, my shit is on the
until
beach.
such time as we
So,
can have a
Jay-Z,
safe,
if you want to be my
proper,
fucking
and
neighbor, it's
judicious
going to cost you. And thank you
transition.
for increasing
It
the
has to
value
be
of my little
judicious.
fucking Ricky Dick joint. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's
That's
what
my
we're all
fucking
about.
In-N-Out burger right
We
there.
want
So,
peace, liberty,
you
and
know,
justice.
that's what God
for
gave
the
me.
great people
Rule number
of
one is you
Venezuela.
can only use
And
everything
that
God's
includes
given.
many
Yeah.
from Venezuela that are now living in the United
So,
States.
You know,
want
I
to
used
go
to be a
back to
barbershop
their
tough guy, man. Not
country,
anymore,
it's their
man.
homeland.
You know, I don't get permission
We
from
can't
my
take a
wife. I
chance
get
that somebody
clearance.
else
You know
takes
what
over
I'm saying?
Venezuela that
Your
doesn't
wife
have the good of
will
the
let you buy the
Venezuelan people in
portion. She
mind.
just won't let you enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
Decades of
So
that.
I'm a recovering car
We're
collector,
not going
man.
to let that happen.
Even though I sell cars, obviously, you know, I'm Ferrari
We're there
certified.
now,
So I'm an AD,
and
I'm
when
an
people don't
authorized dealer, you know
understand,
what I mean?
they
But I can
understand
get
this,
anything.
as I say this,
But on the engineering side,
there
I'm an
now.
engineer for Chevrolet.
We're
So I'm Team Chevrolet.
going to stay
And
until
Team
such time as
GT3 RS,
the
which you know we got the racetrack right
transition
here in Daytona.
can
So
take place. So
like
we're
I
gonna stay
grew up
until
playing
such time
Sega
as
Saturn
we're
with
running,
fucking
essentially, until
Daytona
such time
USA.
as
Like that's why I moved here.
transition can take
That's
place.
why I like yo, I built
As
my whole
everyone
life
knows,
in
the
plus
oil
on
business
Space
in
Force. So
Venezuela has been
St.
a
Patrick
bust, a
is right
total
there,
bust,
you know. So I have
for a
both of my
long period
bases
of
right
time.
there. Yes, sir. You know.
They were pumping almost
But,
nothing by
I've been to
comparison to what
Lancaster
they
too,
could
you know. One of my
have been
closest
pumping
business partners.
and what could have taken
Code
place.
name, of course, Morpheus, because you know
We're
you
going
can't
to
disclose
have our
any other
very large
Yes,
United States oil
but
companies,
these
the
top
biggest
5
anywhere in the
engineers
world,
of the F-22 Raptors,
go
so,
in,
you know, I'm
spend
Ghost Father,
millions
you
of
know what I mean?
dollars,
Nice.
fix
Yeah,
the
so
badly broken
I knew
infrastructure,
that
the oil
once we had the
infrastructure,
22s up there,
and
that
start
it was
making money
different.
for the country.
Yes, sir. You know what I'm
And
saying?
we
It was a different vibe.
Ready to stage a second and much
So,
larger attack if
It was serious, man. The fact that the
we need
president
to
was
do
late
so.
plus,
So we were
you know,
prepared
he goes
to
right to court in
do
New
a
York. I
second
mean,
wave.
everything was ready. Like you're going straight to court.
Oh,
We're not
we
even.
needed to do so. We
We're not
actually
wasting
assumed
no
that
time.
a second
We're going to
wave
show
would
you how
be
fast we can
necessary, but
process
now
it.
it's probably not.
But
The first wave, if you'd like to call it
unbelievable.
that,
All you
first
have to do
attack
is
was
do
so
the right thing.
successful. We probably
That's
don't
all you
have
have
to
to
do a
do.
second. We're prepared to do a second wave, a much bigger wave.
Plus, the resources that are
This
there,
was
I'm more
pinpoint.
concerned with
We
like
have a much bigger
lithium ion,
wave that
minerals. You know what I'm saying?
won't
The
have
oil
to
that's
do.
there needs a
This
different
partnership of
refining
Venezuela
process.
with the United States of America,
I
a
have a
country
background,
that
you know,
everybody
in
wants
petroleum. You know, I
to
hit
be
one of my first
involved
home runs in
with because
petroleum.
of
I was very young.
what we were able to do and accomplish
So
will make the people of
I built
Venezuela
a billion-dollar
rich,
company in 19.
independent,
You know
and
what I'm
safe.
saying? Yes.
And it will also make the many, many
Yeah, bring
people
it up.
from Venezuela that are living in the United States extremely happy. They suffered. They
Now,
suffered.
the
So
battery
much was taken
technology,
from
those
them.
minerals,
They're not going to suffer
thumbs
anymore.
up. That's going to be good for medicine and for
Illegitimate
education.
dictator
That's
Maduro
like
was
a
the kingpin of a
win-win-win.
vast criminal network
Like, how can you
responsible for
lose? You
trafficking
can't lose.
colossal
Especially
amounts
for
of
medicine
deadly
and education.
and
Come
illicit
on, man.
drugs into the United
There's
States.
going to be politics with all
As
the other
alleged
stuff, but
in the
again, we're not here to give people
He
like financial
personally
advice. You know what
oversaw
I'm
the
saying? I own an
vicious
investment
cartel
fund.
known as
So you know,
Cartel
my discipline
de
is,
las
listen, man,
Solas,
I'm Jewish, man.
which
I don't
flooded our
have it, I don't
nation
need it.
with lethal
You
poison
understand me? If I
responsible
don't
for
have
the
it, I don't
deaths
need
of
it.
countless Americans,
You know, if I have it, it's
many,
great,
many
but if not,
Americans, hundreds of
not concerned.
thousands
That
over
shit
the
is
years
not
of Americans
living on
died
free
because
real
of it.
estate in my emotions.
Maduro and his wife will
Yes,
soon
sir. Oh,
face
no,
the
no, no.
full might of American justice
Somebody
and
asked me
stand
today
trial
about
on
the
American
new
soil
8th generation Corvette. I'm one of the
Right now,
engineers, so I'm biased.
on a ship they'll be heading
500
to
horsepower.
ultimately New York.
Nothing breaks.
And then a decision
Parts all
will
over
be
the
made
United States.
soon
Are you
between New York
crazy?
and
That shit is a home run.
Miami,
Even if you
Florida.
get a base model, that shit is a home run.
But we have
Don't get me started on engineering talk.
people where
My
the
son, my
overwhelming
oldest son,
evidence of
told
their
me,
crimes will be
you know, we got him
presented
a
in a court
bumblebee.
of law.
Or, you know, when he
And,
turned 16, he was about to drive and
Seen
stuff
it.
like
I've
that.
seen what we have. It's
Let me explain to you from an engineering
it's
standpoint.
both
You already know
horrible
I'm
and
Team
breathtaking
Chevrolet
that
and all that
something
good
like this
stuff.
could have
Real life night rider, that's one of my
so
code
many
names.
years after his
So a lot of my
term as
systems are
president
inside
of
some of your
Venezuela
favorite aircraft or
inspired
even sports
Maduro
cars. Because it's the same
remained
technology,
unlimited
just
power
looks a little bit different.
and wage a ceaseless campaign of violence,
My son's
terror,
car, before they changed the
and
system, because
subversion
you know we're
against
the
the
only
United
country that
States
does
of
not follow the
America,
metric
threatening not
system.
only our people,
So for my
but
students,
the
I gotta put
stability
that
of
out
the
there.
entire
Right?
region. You also, in
That car
addition
had
to trafficking
300
gigantic amounts of
and
illegal
45
drugs
horsepower
that
from a
inflicted
3.6 liter
untold
V6
suffering
with
and
V10.
human destruction all
Not
over the
supercharged, not turbo,
country,
not
all
slow,
over,
not
in
nothing. Just
particular in the United
3.6 liters.
States. Maduro
Bumblebee
sent
in the movie.
savage and murderous gangs,
When I
including
drove
the
it, for me,
bloodthirsty
for my
prison gang,
generation, it felt like a
Tren de
Bentley.
Aragua,
But I'm
to
from the 80s
terrorize
and
American
90s, so
communities
cars felt
nationwide,
different.
and he did
A
indeed.
Lamborghini was
They worked all
497
around, they took
horsepower
over
out of a
apartment
5.7 liter
complexes. They cut the
V12.
fingers off people as
The
they call
Corvette,
police.
the fifth generation
They were
97 Corvette, which again, I'm one of those
And that's so
engineers,
brutal
right?
now.
Like I teach
And I
classes
just
on the
have to
fifth generation Corvette.
congratulate our military.
345 horsepower, 5.7 liter LS1, first
There's a job
generation
that they've done,
LS1.
whether it's in Washington, D.C., where we have a totally safe
Same amount of
city
displacement.
where it was
It
one of
can't
the most
deliver the
unsafe
497,
cities
but goddamn, that
anywhere
shit
in the
is
world,
American. It
frankly.
doesn't
And now
fucking
we have
break.
no crime
The
in
transaxle
Washington,
is in the
D.C.
back, so now
We
the
haven't
car
had
is truly a
killing. We
mid-engine
had the
vehicle.
terrorist
It's mid-engine, but
attack
just
a
front
few weeks
mid-engine.
ago.
Okay.
So let me break down to you the
A
three
different
differences.
kind of
Front engine means in front of the
Correct.
driver.
But we
Right.
haven't had a killing in
Mid-engine means
a long
behind
period
the
of time,
driver,
6-7
but in
months. We used to have
front of
two
the rear wheels.
on average
Rear
a
engine
week.
like a Porsche
In
means
Washington, our
behind the
capital,
driver,
we don't have
but
that
also
anymore.
behind the rear wheel.
The restaurants
So
are
the
opening,
Porsche cheats
everyone's
because
happy.
it throws
They
its
go in, they
turtle
walk in their
shell
daughters, they
at
walk in
every
their
corner. It
children, their
cuts through the
wives,
wind
they
in
walk
half.
to
It's already aerodynamic,
restaurants are opening
so
all
it
over
doesn't have to
Washington,
be to
D.C.
top speed. It's only six
So I want to
cylinders.
thank the
By the
National
time you're
Guard, I
fucking
want to thank
fueling
our
those 12
military, and I want
cylinders,
to thank law
that little
enforcement.
Porsche is going to pass you by a few seconds.
And they should
Okay.
do it with
Few
more cities.
All
We're
right,
doing
few
it in Seattle,
seconds. And before you know it,
we're doing it
complete
in
advantage.
Memphis, Tennessee right now, and crime is
You're
down.
telling me from
Just sort of
1997 to
started a few
about
weeks ago,
what,
but crime is down now
2007, I want to say
77%.
something like that, or maybe more,
And,
maybe 2017.
The governor
You're
of
getting the same
Louisiana
amount of
called,
power from a 3.6 liter V6.
and he wanted
So
us
that
to
means a
help them,
5.7
you know.
is 570 horsepower. Are you following what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
So I'm telling my son,
Louisiana,
like, do you know how much power you
And
have
we have done that.
in your
It's a rough-
control right
it's a
now?
rough-
A race car is
rough
200
section, and
horsepower.
we have
As a
gone down
certified
that
Formula
fast.
One
It's down
prototype
almost
driver, I've
nothing.
driven
After
everything you
2.5
could think
years.
about for almost every
New Orleans,
manufacturer.
It's down to almost nothing.
With 200 horsepower, I will stop people from speeding. They'll never,
Can't
you know,
imagine
there's
why
cars that
governors
come
wouldn't want us
500,
to
600 horsepower from
We
the
also helped,
factory.
as you
And
know,
yo, people are driving it like they know exactly what they're
Chicago,
doing.
down a little bit there.
Yeah.
We did
It is
very small
unbelievable
help
to me.
because we had no-
Yeah, that's crazy.
So imagine,
We had no
that's a
working
lot of
ability
power.
with the
yo.
governor. The governor
Yeah.
The
was a
new
disaster.
Corvette,
There was a
over 1,000
disaster.
horsepower. The
It knocked
ZR1,
out
ZR1X,
people
over
out of there
1,200.
when they need us.
That's a lot of power,
We're
yo.
writing about it.
Yeah.
From an American
And
vehicle
likewise,
for
Los
200-300
Angeles,
grand,
where we
even if
saved
you
Los
pay
Angeles
100 over
early on.
sticker, it's worth it 100%. Go ahead, put it in. We're going to trim your eyebrows, okay? So that tells you right there,
That's after, long after the
all the
fires.
changes in
The
technology.
riots in Los Angeles. Yeah, thanks. I get no credit for it.
The new Corvette gives you that in the mid-engine layout.
But we'll be going out when they need us, they'll call, we'll go back if we have to, we'll go back.
Again,
But we'll
up
do
to
a
the
good
seventh
job in
generation,
various
it's
cities.
still mid-engine
But the thing
because
that
it's in
place
front of
that
the
we're
driver
proud
but
of is
behind the front
Washington,
wheels.
DC, 'cause
And then the
it's our nation's
transaxle
capital.
is in the
Took it
back,
from
so it gives
being
you
a
50-50 weight
crime-ridden
distribution.
to being
It's just
one
that
of the safest
You
cities
can't
in the
pump as
country.
much power through the
The
system.
gangs that
Okay.
So now
they
you
said
have that.
raped,
It started at
tortured,
60
and
grand.
murdered American
It's
women
around
and children.
12,000
They were
more
all of the
in
cities
5
I
years.
mentioned.
So it went up
Tren
about
de Aragua.
1,800 to 2,200.
And they were
every
sent
single year.
by Maduro
But you're
to
getting a
terrorize our
lot,
people,
you know,
and now
for
Maduro
the
will
money.
never
Yeah.
And again,
be able
if you buy a
to threaten
Corvette
an
from me
American
and you pay it in
citizen
time, I can sell you
anybody
anything in my
from
inventory.
Venezuela. There will no
But
longer be
sometimes
threats.
you have to
For
start.
years I've
You know,
highlighted
with
the
something like
stories
a
of those
Corvette.
innocent
What's the
Americans
average down
whose
payment
lives
on an exotic car? 15
were
grand.
so
What do
heartlessly
you think?
robbed by
People are
this
giving me
Venezuelan
a
terrorist
20, 30,
organization.
40,000 to
Really
get
one of the
into a
worst-
car?
one of the
No,
worst
it's
things
15
in the
grand.
world.
Anybody with a job, you've
Americans
been
like
there for a minute,
12-year-old
you're
Jocelyn
responsible, you
Nungari
can
from
do it.
Houston. Beautiful
Yeah.
Jocelyn.
But everything is a
Nungari,
season
what
as
happened
well.
to her?
So as a recovering car collector, I know how much trouble I got into because of cars. Even with my wife and my marriage, I'm saying, better put it to them. Remember, your wife will let you buy the Porsche, she just won't let you enjoy it. And it's true, you know, if you're doing it for business and you're gonna get, you know, the return on investment, go for it. I'm gonna tell you to do it. If it's not for that, it's not worth it. And then wait for the time that you can just buy a car. Then I could give you an even better deal. You get what I'm saying? Yes, sir. So all of those things are very, very, very important.
Are you
And
thinking
that's
about
it, take care of it, don't abuse it.
Consider
If
sharp
you're gonna
coatings
drive a
instead.
top speed,
Sharp
take it
coatings are
overseas.
4
Don't do that
times
shit in
stronger
America.
than
Ain't no
epoxy.
fucking space over
100%
here.
antibacterial.
There's so many fucking SUVs, so many cars. Like, come on, now, yeah, fancy enough.
Failed coating. It's costly and time-consuming to redo
So,
the clothes
be
every
in the
couple
talk
of years.
about it.
Don't take
Learn how to
twice.
work on
Get
it.
it
So
done
when
right
the
the first time.
warranty's up,
Everyone is
you
choosing
already
sharp
had your
coatings
practice
because of our
runs, right?
unbeatable
Warranty's
prices
up,
and
not by then,
five-star
3-4
service.
years. You should know how to
It's
service
cheaper
your
to
own
do it
car.
right the
That's what
first
I do on
time.
my Prius.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think? We got it to
They,
just, I'm gonna bring it
as
after
you know,
so
they kidnapped,
warranty's up.
assaulted, and murdered
Shit, AutoZone. For real.
animals. They murdered
Prius,
them.
that's a lot of different electrical
And
systems, magnetic systems, stator,
Left
motor,
her
all
dead
this
under
other
the
stuff.
bridge. It was a
There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
You
There's
know,
been a few things I work on
never
that
be
car.
the same to so many people after seeing what happened.
yeah, but once you
As I've
learn
said
it, it's
many
like
times,
priceless.
the Maduro regime emptied
You
out
know,
their
like,
prisons,
come on, now you
sent
get a
their
good
worst,
one, the new
most violent
system, it's like,
monsters into
you're
the
become,
United
it's
States.
like they're forcing you to
To steal
become an
American
engineer, because
lives.
you're the one that's perfected the
And
shit
they
they
came
crank
from
out.
Yep.
Every
mental
company is
institutions
copying
and
every other
insane
company, you know
asylums.
what I'm
They
saying?
came from prisons and jails.
But how do you
I
make
say
it
both,
good?
they sound similar, actually, prisons.
I don't know.
Right? How do you make it good? It's us adding a little salt and
Yeah.
pepper and saying, let me
Mental
modify this. And,
institutions
oh
and
man, they use a
insane
cheap cable
asylum.
here. Why don't I put some
We got them
top of
both.
the line
They sent
golden
from their
copper
mental
shit? Oh
institutions. They
shit,
sent
it works
from their
better.
jails,
The
prisons.
charge is back.
They
You know
were
what I'm
drug
saying?
dealers.
Put your chin up.
They were drug kingpins.
We
They
gotta
sent
work and
everybody
clean
bad
their
into the
mistakes. You know
United
what I'm saying?
States.
Oh yeah.
So it's so many
We
things,
have
you
now
know.
a border where nobody gets through.
Now that I'm an engineer, I can't unthink like an engineer. I can't unthink like a doctor. I just, I tell my family, you're not
American
getting free
assets and
financial
American
advice. And
platforms.
you're not getting no medical
Costing
advice from
us
me either, yo. Like, come on
billions
now.
and billions of
I'm about to
dollars.
publish 45 books. Go read my
Just a
books.
while ago, when we never had a president
I'm
that did
retired,
anything
yo. I
about
got
it.
a
They took all of
granddaughter.
our property.
She's the owner of the
It's our
company,
property.
man.
We built it.
That's it. She's a year,
And,
almost 2
we had
months.
a
I'm
president
19.
that decided
If I
to
don't
do
remind my
anything about
family,
it.
they don't get
Instead,
the
they fought
concept.
wars and
They don't
were
understand that.
10,000 miles away.
Like, do you not understand that in a few
We
months
built
I'm just gonna be on the
Venezuela,
beach with my
oil
grandkids?
industry with
You
American
have to call
talent,
18
drive, and
people to
skill.
talk to me.
And the
I might
socialist
not pick
regime
up.
stole it from us during
I'm
those
about to fucking
previous
surfing or school down doing
administrations,
some
and they
fucking
stole it
movie
from
shit.
force.
That's movie shit to me.
This
I
constituted
had
one
that
of the
shit in my
largest
fucking
thefts of
bucket
American
list.
property
Let's
in the
go.
history of our country. Considered the
Fuck
largest theft of property in the
What are
history
you
of our
doing?
country.
Son with my grandkids. I
Massive
don't know.
oil
That's
infrastructure
what
was
it, yo. I'm
taken
gonna put
by
that shit
babies
on
who
shirts.
didn't
What are you doing? Son
I
with my
would have done
grandkids.
something.
Whatever they want to do. They want to
America will
fucking
never allow foreign powers
got
to
them
rob
fucked
our
up because I'm
people.
gonna learn how to
Drive
fucking
us
play
back
Mario
into-
Kart and all that shit. Yes, sir.
Out of our
You know,
own
I'm
industry.
from the 90s, so it was 2D
Furthermore,
looking like
under
3D.
now,
This shit is
those
3D for real now. I can't let my grandkids do me, man. Nah, I'm a grown ass little kid, man. I can't let you do that to me.
Offensive
Yes,
weapons
sir.
that could
We ain't going
threaten
down
US
without a fight, man.
interests and lives. And they used those weapons last night.
Everybody's stressed out. I'm
Potentially
over here
illegal
looking
with the
forward to
cartels
this.
operating
Yeah,
along our
baby.
border.
I'm about to have
All
good
of
credit
these
this
actions
year.
were in gross
I was
violation
fucking waiting my
of
whole life.
principles of American
They're
foreign
like, yo,
policy.
what about your
Dating
business?
back
I'm like,
more
that
than
shit
2
don't count. I
centuries.
can't use my corporate account. I want credit for me.
Yes,
I'm retired now. That's
All
my
the way
turn.
back
Fuck
dating
that.
to
Let the
the
company fucking have its
Monroe
perfect credit.
Doctrines.
I'm trying to learn different languages. I want to travel. Like, you don't want things? No, I don't want a fucking jet ski, four-wheeler, dirt bike. Fuck that shit. I could rent all that shit. Wherever I go. I go to fucking Utah, yo. They got the shits from fucking Halo, yo. The little fucking vehicles, yo. You can rent that shit and drive them shits in the snow, yo. It's game over, yo.
Our new
Me and my
national
buddies are
security
renting some
strategy, American
jet skis in
dominance
Guatemala
in
in a
the
couple
Western
months.
Hemisphere.
Yeah, like, fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck if I just drink beer. I'm fucking happy being there. Shit, I'm in fucking Utah. I'm a fucking white Power Ranger. Yo, I get all this shit. The vest, the helmet, the gloves, the fucking matching skis, the matching snow.
Under the Trump administration,
Yo,
we are
that
reasserting
shit
American
is the
power in a very
fucking
powerful
best,
way.
yo. Because think
In
about
our
it.
home
That's the
region,
shit that brought me happiness as
and
a
our
kid
home
was
region
fucking
is very
surfing. So
different
why
than
the
it
fuck am I
was
chasing the
just a
universe
short
for some
while
shit
ago.
that's
The
never
future
gonna feel as
will-
good
we
as me
did this in
surfing?
my first
I
season.
figured out
We
the
had
cheat
great
code. I
confidence
just want
in
to
my
surf
first
for the
season.
rest of my fucking
We
life.
have
Exactly.
Yo, if they could put a barbershop on the water, you already know I'm bringing my application.
Yes,
For
sir.
real, yo.
Protect
That's
commerce,
it. Like, I figured out, yo, the
resources that
fucking
are
shit that brings me
core
the
to
most joy
national
is
security.
fucking
These
free.
are core to
Get the fuck
our
out of here. I'm
national
out.
security. just
trying to
like
be the
tariffs
wings rescue
are,
the water, yo. The
they made our
fucking
country
unconsent of the
rich,
waves, baby.
and they've made our
The side ain't
national
got shit on
security
me.
strong,
Nah,
stronger than ever
fucking
before. But these are the iron laws
shit,
that have
yo.
always determined global power.
Everybody's so fucking
And,
stressed out, man. Fuck
We're going
that
to keep
shit.
it that way. We
Stress
will
Yo, stress is
secure
not
our
good,
borders.
man.
We'll stop the terrorists. We
My
will
new slogan is go on
crash the
vacation.
cartels, and we will defend
Yo,
our
it changes shit
citizens
for real,
against all
man.
threats, foreign and
That shit
domestic.
helps, like,
Other
forget,
presidents
I don't
may
give a
have
fuck how
lacked the
much it
courage
costs. It
or
just
whatever
helps, yo.
to defend
For
America.
real, man.
But I will never allow
Fucking
terrorists and
vacation,
criminals to
just
operate
disconnect for
with
just turn
impunity
off the
against the
fucking phone,
United
computer
States.
for a few fucking days.
This extremely
Yes, sir.
successful
Jesus.
operation should
I'm
serve as
fucking
warning
this,
to
I
anyone
gotta pay fucking
who would
tax,
threaten
okay?
American
Fucking
sovereignty or
April's right
endanger
there.
American lives. Very importantly,
Everybody
the
knows
embargo
April
on all
14th.
Venezuelan oil remains
Yeah.
in full effect. The
Think Uncle
American
Sam is not your business partner. You got his
Armada
price
remains
coming.
poised in position, and the
Yeah,
United
about to have
States
good
retains
credit
all
this
military
week.
options until United States demands have been fully met and fully satisfied.
Give me
All
something like a
political and
Corvette.
military
I'm
figures
chilling.
in Venezuela
Yes,
should
sir.
understand
Keep it simple.
what happened
Straight
to
the
Maduro
point.
can happen to
If
them.
a shorty loves
It
me
will
with the
happen to
Corvette,
them
maybe one day I put her
if
in the
they aren't
Ferrari with me. But she
just
can't love me with the
fair
Corvette. She's no
even
different.
to
You
their
know what I mean?
people.
Yes, sir.
For
The
real.
dictator and terrorist
I'm over here trying to
Maduro
save this money for our
has
education,
finally
put in
got
investment,
Venezuela.
business, something to build
People
our
are
future.
free. They're free
You
again.
know, you trying to
It's been a
tell
long
me
time
it's
for them, but they're free.
2001. And I'm like,
America's
yo, but
a
I got
safer
it with
nation
good credit.
this
Yeah.
morning. It's a prouder nation
You
this
gotta
morning because
celebrate,
it
yo.
didn't allow
Gotta celebrate that shit.
this horrible person in this country that was doing very bad things to us. It didn't allow it to happen. And the
Yeah,
Western
I'm gonna give me
Hemisphere
like
is
a-
right now a much
Like a
safer
Prius, I like
place
the
to
new
be.
Prius.
So I
I
want
like
to thank
the
everybody
Tesla
for
Model
being here.
3.
Okay.
I want to thank
The Prius
General
more, I
Racing
kind of have a
Katie's
soft spot because that
fantastic.
shit looks like a
And
Lamborghini. The
worked
new
with a lot
shit
of
is
generals.
phenomenal,
Worked with
bro.
some
I like the Prius because you don't got to charge it. It's half gas. So
Yeah, I want to put a I just want to put some BBSs and drop it. That's it. And put a full sound system.
Precise attacks.
Any color, whatever color God
sovereignty.
blesses me with. Like, I'm not gonna go into the deal like, yo,
for
it has to be
justice.
silver, it has to be black.
And
Nah,
I'm very
whatever
proud
God
of him,
gives
and I'm
me,
very proud of our Secretary
I
of
wouldn't
War,
got first.
Pete
And
Hegseth.
hopefully it's
has to
new
say a
and
few
or
words.
second
Thank
hand,
you
you
very
know,
much.
low mileage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like, I worked hard my whole life. I'm retired now.
Thank
I
you,
can
Mr.
treat
President.
myself to something nice.
I'm the commander
I've
in
been
chief
waiting for a long time,
respects,
man.
and the American people deserve.
I've been really
As the
waiting
president
for a long
said,
time. So
words can
it's
barely
gonna be
capture
worth it,
the bravery
Yes, sir.
and the power and the precision of this historic operation. A massive joint military and law enforcement raid flawlessly executed by the greatest
Trying to
Americans our
think, I
country
really
has
I like
to
the
offer.
smaller cars. Like I like the
American
7
warriors are
the
second to
two-door.
none. The best
I
in
like
the
it.
world and the best
I just
of
would
our
like for it to
country.
be SI,
What I,
so I
what
can
all
have
of
a
us
little
witnessed
turbo
last
and
night was
stick
sheer
if
guts
possible.
and grit,
I would like that.
gallantry.
There's a color for
American warrior.
2017. I
I'm
don't know
simply humbled
if it was for other
by
years, but it's
such
like a
men,
Lamborghini
such
green.
men. And I tip my hat
Yeah,
to our chairman, Dan
that's what I know
Grayson
my
King,
most
all
money.
those Americans
My friend had
stood
one.
and watched last night.
My
Our
friend had one
warriors
back in
are
the
the
days,
elite
man.
of
He got
America.
rid
And
of it, and
again,
I'm like, yo,
President
it's gonna
Trump
be hard to find that
has
color.
your
Oh,
back.
yeah.
I seen one the other day.
No other
and I was
country on
like,
planet Earth, and it's
shit,
not
it's
even
fucking hot,
close, could pull this kind of
It's only
operation
like
off. And no other
200
president
like 180 to 200
has ever
horsepower.
shown
That's
this
it.
kind of
It's just fun.
leadership,
It's just a fun car.
courage,
Go to
and
school,
resolve.
work,
The
build
most
your business
powerful
up, you know what I mean?
combination
Yes,
And you
sir.
get
the
the fucking
world
Lamborghini.
has
People are like, yo, you got it the same color. Like, yeah.
As the president said, our
I knew I was gonna
adversaries
get to that
remain
beginning when I
on
bought this
notice.
shit.
American projectile
Yeah, I
will
had a fucking goal.
anywhere,
I said, yo, I'm gonna build my
anytime.
fucking credit.
The coordination, the
So the
stealth,
first
the
time in my
lethality,
life,
the
like I
precision,
spent my whole
the
life
very
learning
long
about
arm
credit,
of
how to
American
build it,
justice,
all the
on
little,
full
how do you do
display
this, how you
in
do
the
that.
middle of the night.
Now it's like,
Nicolas
wow,
Maduro had his chance, just like Iran had their chance,
very nice.
until they didn't and until he didn't. He effed around, he found out. President Trump is deadly serious about stopping the flow of gangs and violence to our country. Deadly serious about stopping the flow of drugs and poison to our people. Deadly serious about getting back the oil that was stolen from us. And deadly serious about reestablishing American deterrence.
You know why? Because they took over the refinery.
Yep.
This is
All
about
the companies
safety,
went in and took
security,
everything and they said,
freedom,
yo,
and
yak
prosperity.
it out. How you say that? Like threatening them with like gunfire.
America first.
Yep.
Yeah, like arms.
This
You know,
is
like
peace
that's not a negotiation.
The United States
Because people are gonna be intimidated to sign whatever you tell them just to get out of there.
Oh, yeah.
and then that's it. They have the militia in there. What you gonna do?
Under President Trump.
They're gonna keep a few engineers to make sure everything runs, but you know, like,
I'd like to
they're
welcome
good. You know,
now our
they're doing
chairman,
shit like that for
Reason
liberty.
King.
They ain't supposed to be doing shit like that.
Nope.
Better like the fuck.
Right now, at Del Taco, you can get 2 grilled chicken
You
tacos.
didn't fucking call a press meeting with Chevron. You didn't ask them, yo, can we fucking take this $1 million equipment?
We don't even have the opportunity.
We supposed to be like, no, we're not gonna get our fucking shit back. Hell yeah, we're gonna get our shit back. Fucking right. Yeah, you can't use these missiles. Yeah, go to the circle. You gotta be fucking true. Now they're gonna have to pay for all the upgrades. All the shit that we needed that we didn't have, oh man. That shit is 10% energy cost. It pumps out like 100 times more shit. Like this is better all the way around, you know? Yo, farmers, man. Could have been fucking a humble king. Yeah.
When it comes time to handle business, you've got the day under control. Until you don't. That's why we're here, to help you reset, restart, and get on with your day. Caliber Car Wash. Life happens. Let it.
Can't wait for the new fucking Star Wars, man. Keanu Reeves playing Darth Vader.
Yeah, actually, it's pretty
Going
good.
fucking
Good
down.
morning.
Like, yo,
Last
Keanu
night,
Reeves, he's
on
a
the order of the
special, man.
President of the United
Yes,
States,
he's like me, yo. He fucking takes the train, man. He buys pizza. He goes to the noontime downtown. He don't care, man. He's like, I'm gonna live my life.
Yep.
I'm gonna live my fucking life.
Two
Fuck
indicted
this
persons, Nicholas
fucking
and Cecilia
thing.
Maduro. This
I'm
operation,
fucking New
known
York
as
slice of
Operation
pizza.
Absolute Resolve, was
Yo,
discreet
he don't care. Yo, you see
precise,
him walking
and
on his
conducted
motorcycle.
during the
You know,
darkest
it's like,
hours of January 2nd, and was the culmination of months of
you see
planning
in
and
Sonic 3,
rehearsal.
he played
An
chaos.
operation that,
He
frankly,
just, he has a thing for those kind of roles.
Yeah.
It's like the dude that played
What
Bane.
I'd like to do this
It's
morning
his
is
voice.
talk you
He's
through
good. He
some of the
played Venom too.
preparation
You know,
and
that's
the
my artist
details
name.
without compromising
He just,
any
it's
of our
something about
tactics,
when he
techniques, and
performs, like,
procedures.
wearing a
There
mask,
is
like, he
always a
could just embody
chance
that
that
character.
we'll
For
be
Venom,
tasked to do
did
this
a good
type of
job.
mission again.
For fucking
Our
Bane,
interagency work began months ago
I'm
and
trying
built
to
on
get a fucking
decades of
clearance to
experience
do
of
a
integrating complex air,
Batman version from a
ground,
video game
space,
system.
and maritime operations.
You know, I want to do a
While the
full
past
version
2
of Batman,
decades
like
have
a
honed the
launch
skills
version.
of our
Kind of
special
how they did like
operations
Miles
forces,
Morales in
this
Spider-Man
particular
in the
mission
Spider-Verse.
required
Yeah.
every component
And,
of our joint force.
You know,
Soldiers,
you gotta make the game and then
sailors,
try to convince
airmen,
them to pick it up,
Marines,
you know?
and Guardians
Yeah, for sure. I'm
working
gonna
in
launch
unison
my system
with our
with, like,
intelligence
hopefully
agency
2 or 3
partners
games.
and law enforcement
So I'm
units
working on a
in
Sonic,
an
I'm working on a Street
unprecedented
Fighter,
operation.
I'm working like on
We
a Gran
leverage our
Turismo style
unmatched
game.
intelligence
And I have a
capabilities
few other
and our
ideas, but you
years
know,
of
I'm a small
experience
company,
in
you know,
hunting
I can't
terrorists. And we
afford
could
to
not
do
have
anything
done
else,
this
you know what I'm
mission
saying?
without the
I
incredible
still
work
work on
by
it every
various
day, you know?
intelligence agencies,
Every day I still
including
work
the
on it.
CIA, NSA, and NGA.
But,
We watched,
you know, I'm
we
stuck in the
waited,
middle of this Warner Brothers
prepared,
deal, because, you
we
know, I'm an
remained
artist for my
patient
music,
and
so
professional.
I really,
This
you know,
mission was
want the fucking
meticulously
MC for
planned,
Batman, you know?
drawing
Yeah,
lessons
so my
from
system
decades
is
of
like a
missions over
homebrew.
the
It's like
last
it's not going to be
decades, many
trillions and
missions
trillions
over these
sold,
last
you know what I'm
decades.
saying?
Okay. This
It'd be
was an
good if we sell a
audacious
few million. Like,
operation.
you know,
Yeah,
like
but
even
only
if I sell
the
5 million
United
units,
States.
I made my money back.
It
You know?
required the utmost of
So,
precision and
and the
integration
system
within
has
our
to be
joint
different, you know.
force.
So Sonic
And
is
the
the
word
perfect game. Not
integration
only
does
is
not
one of my favorite
explain the
characters,
sheer
but
complexity of
it's
such a
the
mission.
perfect
An
design to show
extraction
the speed of the
so
system.
precise,
Okay.
it
So
involved
I
more
can
than
make Sonic as
150
fast as I
aircraft
need him to be.
launching across
I'm
the
very
Western
fucking
Hemisphere
bored. That shit
in
is.
close
I could
coordination,
never engineer
all
like that. You know,
coming
like I never
together
fucking
in
dreamed that
time
you could do
and
some shit
place
like that.
to layer effects
You know,
for a single purpose.
you know, I'm
To
a
get an
government
interdiction
contractor
force
through
into
agency, so I'm
downtown
Air Force
Caracas
Space Force.
while maintaining
Everything
the
is
element
fucking
of tactical
technology, man.
surprise.
Yep. I had 48
Failure
engineers
of
who
one
told me, yo,
component of this
if you don't have
well-oiled
150
machine
engineers, you
would
don't
endanger
exist.
the entire mission. And
Yo,
failure
I'm over
is
here
never
thinking with
an
my
option
big head, I'm like, y'all
for
got a
America's
big ass
champions.
fucking technology company. Like, yo,
Those
they're
in the
telling me
air
I
over
need
Caracas
to
last
scale my
night
company.
were willing to give their lives for those on the ground.
That's crazy.
We're
Like,
talking
how
a little
many
bit about
light
the
years? Because
preparation.
a few light years.
After months of work by our intelligence
If you
teammates
fucking
to
ready,
find
you know
Maduro
what here, because
and
there's so many
understand
cheeseburgers I gotta
how
sell
he
at my McDonald's. The fucking,
where he
that's a
traveled.
lot of cheeseburgers, man. I think the cheeseburgers. I got a granddaughter, so I think in Pampers. Like,
In
how
early
many
December,
boxes of Pampers?
our force was set pending a series of aligned events.
Fucking Pampers
He
meals,
was
like,
choosing
damn.
the right day to minimize the potential for
I made my
civilian harm
granddaughter the owner of
and
my company.
maximize
So
the element of
that's my
surprise
successor, you know.
and minimize
Yeah,
the harm
time.
to indicted
I
personnel.
said she
So
owns
the
the company,
president
man.
said,
I gotta work for her. She's been here in almost 2 months.
and as
I'm
the
in
president
19.
said earlier today, weather in Venezuela is always a factor this time of the
I
year.
told my family
And over
members
the
that
weeks through
I only
Christmas
care
and
about
New
the
Year's,
elderly and the
the men
babies.
and women of the United
Y'all,
States
y'all
military
adults, y'all
sat
figure
ready,
it out.
patiently waiting
That's it. Don't
for the
call
right
my name.
triggers to
I'm
be
shit.
met
I'm busy.
and the
I'm
president
shit
to
to do.
order us into action.
Shit to do.
Last night, the weather broke just enough, clearing a path that only the most skilled aviators in the world could maneuver through. Ocean, mountain, low cloud ceilings. But when tasked
Yo, I'm
with the
trying to
mission,
tell you,
this organization
that
does
shit
not
was
quit.
fucking contra for
At
real.
10:46 p.m. Eastern
Fucking
time
set the
last night, the
Terminator out
president
there.
ordered the United States military to
I'm
move
about
forward with this mission. He said to us,
and
and we
go to
appreciate it,
Venezuela.
Mr. President, good
Get
luck
to the
and
chopper.
Godspeed. And those words were transmitted to the entire joint force. Over
Tell
the
my
course of the
girl I
night,
said
aircraft
get
began
down.
launching from 20 different bases on land
They
and
fucking
sea
send him,
across the
Sylvester
western hemisphere.
Stallone,
In total, more than 150 aircraft,
fucking Hulk
bombers,
Hogan, the Ultimate
fighters,
Warrior. They said
intelligence,
everybody over. Fucking Roddy Piper was jumping
in the
out
air
the
last
fucking
night.
aircraft.
Thousands
That
and
shit is
thousands of
hilarious.
hours of experience
You
were
woke up in the
airborne. Our
fucking
youngest crew member was
from
20,
going to
and
fucking
our
grocery
oldest crew
store
member was
attention center.
49. And
Like,
there's
what
simply no
universe
match
is
for
this, sir?
American
You're in New York.
As the night
Fucking
began, the
4 hours.
helicopters took off with the extraction force, which included law enforcement officers, and began their flight into Venezuela at 100 feet above the line. As they approached Venezuelan shores, the United States began layering different effects provided by Spacecom, Cybercom, and other members of the interagency
You know how
to create a
difficult that shit
pathway.
is? We was just talking about
Overhead, those forces were protected from aircraft, were protected by aircraft from the
Yeah,
United States
protecting, you already
Marines,
know.
the United
Who was
States
protecting
Navy,
the squad?
the United
Like
States
I
Air
already
Force,
told you.
and the Air National
That's
Guard.
us.
The force
That's
included
what we do.
F-22s,
Can't even
F-35s,
believe it.
F-18s, EA-18s, E-2s, E-1 bombers, and other support aircraft,
Yeah.
as well as numerous remotely piloted drones.
Yo, that
As
shit
the
was
force
like,
began
yo,
to
we
approach
are here.
Caracas, the
That's
Joint
it.
Air Component began dismantling and disabling the air defense systems in Venezuela, employing weapons to ensure the safe passage of the helicopters into the target area. The goal of our air component is, was, and always will be to protect the helicopters and the ground force and get them to
One of
the
them took a
target
little
and
damage,
get
but
them
still
home.
flying.
As the force crossed the last point
Yeah, I
of
went
high
out to
terrain,
beach, you know what
where
I'm
they've
saying?
been hiding in the clutter, we assessed that we had maintained totally the element of surprise. As the helicopter force ingressed towards the objective at low level, we arrived at Maduro's compound at 1:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 2:01 a.m. Caracas local time, and the apprehension force descended into Maduro's compound and moved with speed, precision, and discipline towards their objective, and isolated the area to ensure the safety and security of the ground force while apprehending the indicted persons. On arrival into the target area, the helicopters came under fire, and they replied with that fire with overwhelming
50
force
million
and
bounty on
self-defense.
one, like
One
60
of our
million on
aircraft
the
was
other.
hit, but remained flyable, and as the president said earlier today, all of our aircraft came home, and that aircraft remained flyable during the rest of the mission.
125.
As the operation unfolded at the compound, our air and ground intelligence teams provided real-time updates to the ground force, ensuring those forces could safely navigate the complex
This was
environment
comfortable,
without
but this time is
unnecessary
yeah,
risk.
it's comfortable.
The force
Yeah,
remained
this is worked out.
protected by
Flying that
overhead
shit's
tactical
about it.
aviation.
Shit is nothing.
Maduro and his
Flying
wife,
that shit
both
for
indicted,
85
gave
fucking
up
years if we had
and were
to.
taken into custody by the Department of Justice,
Yeah.
assisted by our incredible
Messing
U.S.
with our
military
people.
with professionalism and precision,
Yep.
with no loss of U.S. life. After securing the indicted persons, the force began to prep for departure.
Helicopters were called in to exfiltrate the attraction force, while fighter aircraft and remotely piloted aircraft provided overhead coverage and suppressive fire. There were multiple
There was a
self-defense
conflict. There was a
engagements
conflict.
as the
They
force
definitely
began
opened
to
fire.
withdraw out of
But
Venezuela.
that's why they were.
The force
You know what happened,
successfully
right?
exfiltrated.
They wouldn't
and
have open
returned
fire.
to their
But you see how they're
launch
telling you.
bases.
Yeah.
They
And
letting
the
you know
force was over the
there
water
was
at
a. So that means they came in.
3:29 a.m.
Obama,
Eastern Standard
diplomatic.
Time,
Let's have a tea.
with
Can we have a
indicted
quick conversation?
persons on
Yeah.
Let's
board.
sit down and have a talk right
And
now.
both
You know what I mean?
Maduro and his
Yeah.
wife
But
were
if you come in
embarked
like that,
aboard the USS
those
Fuji.
people don't understand. Yo, we don't
In
want no
closing,
problem.
What
Okay,
we've
you don't
witnessed
understand what
today
the
is a
concept is.
powerful
We don't want any
demonstration of
problems.
America's
Okay,
joint
all right.
force.
So we're gonna have to
We think-
explain to you
We develop,
what we
we
meant
train,
by this is not what we
we
wanted. Okay.
debrief,
Yep.
we rehearse again and again, not to get it right, but to ensure that we cannot get it wrong. Our
Facts.
jobs are to integrate combat power so when the order comes, we can deliver overwhelming force at the time and the place of our choosing against any foe anywhere in the world. I am immensely proud today of our joint force and filled with gratitude to represent them here
You did a
today.
good job, bro.
There is simply
They
no
really
mission
did some
too
fucking
difficult for
Navy
these
SEAL Team
incredible
6 shit.
professionals and the
For real.
families
It's
that
like in
stand by
modern
them
time,
and
shit.
support
Yeah.
them.
Fucking
As we stand
PlayStation
here
is
this
so
morning,
motherfucking
our
powerful.
forces
You know, you
remain
can see
in
the
the
sweat
region
of the
at a
characters.
high state of
What the fuck?
readiness,
That
prepared
shit,
to
yo, you
project
see Mortal
power
Kombat on that shit,
defend
Street Fighter
themselves
6? I was
and
like,
our
what
interests
the?
in the region.
Yo, this is next
This
level, yo.
operation
Oh, yeah.
is
Very
a
good job.
testament to the dedication
Not
and
perfect, but decent work,
unwavering
but you know, I'm an
commitment to
engineer. Of course,
justice
I'm always
and
going
our
to
resolve
perfect
to
it. You know
hold
what I mean?
accountable
Yeah.
But
those
they
who
did a very
threaten
good job.
peace and stability.
I was watching
In
the
closing,
tournament from
I
Japan.
want to express my
yesterday.
heartfelt gratitude to the brave men and women who executed this mission. Their courage and tireless
I'm still
commitment
Street
to our
Fighter
nation
2.
are
You know,
what makes us
that's still
strong.
my,
Thank you, Mr. Secretary, and thank you, Mr.
it's
President.
still my favorite, you know?
Yes.
This is my comeback. Start yours today at purdueglobal.edu/dreamjob.
Has epoxy failed you? I'm Jay Mariano, owner of Sharp Coatings. Right now, we're offering
That's a good
15% off
business.
plus
It is a lot
free
of food
removal
today.
of your
I have
existing
some
failed
friends here that they
coating.
have some of
Learn
those
more
companies
at
here in Florida. They do very well,
sharpfloorcoatings.com.
but it does to your body, man. I'm telling you.
At
all the
Panama
chemicals
City
and stuff.
Beach, 27 miles
Can't
of
be
white
good long
sand,
term,
gorgeous
you know what I'm
turquoise
saying? Yeah.
waters, and sunsets you'll never forget are just the beginning. Here, your family can vacation the way they want.
No money is not
Whether
good
your
money,
style
you know what
is
I'm saying?
go, go,
I know
go, or
welders
just
that
take
make
it slow,
4,000 or 5,000
this
a
is
week,
where
but
you
they're
can be you.
welding
Have an
underwater
adventure
where the
right
baby
away.
sharks are 6
Either
feet.
work,
Oh, yeah.
meal, or
You know,
relax
you-
until the sun goes down.
God forbid, you know what
Panama
I'm saying?
City Beach. Make it yours at the Real Fun Beach.
I'd rather work with a computer. I know it looks awkward.
Well, I don't have
you know,
much to add
Star
to what
Wars
you've heard
talking
now,
to a
other
fucking
than the following
computer,
points.
and there's other
Nicholas
people
Maduro
talking
was
to their
indicted
computer, and we're
in
talking to each
2020
other.
in
People
the
like,
United
what the
States.
heck?
He is not the legitimate president
People are all
of
talking to
Venezuela. That's not just
ChatGPT like,
us
yeah, we're
saying
all
it.
fucking
The first
engineers.
Trump administration,
This
the
is kind of
Biden
like what the fuck
administration,
we
the
do every
second
day.
Trump administration,
but
none of
on
those three
steroids.
recognize him.
Yeah.
He's not recognized by the European
Like,
Union and
it's not
multiple
just an
countries around
entertainment,
the
like,
world.
no, this is my
He is a
motherfucking
fugitive
job.
of American justice
Yeah.
with a $50 million reward, which I guess we say
Unless you want to fucking
$50
C++ and fucking
Yeah,
JavaScript, you know what I'm saying? You want to do that shit? Well, I'd rather ChatGPT.
But I want to be clear about one thing. Nicolas Maduro had multiple opportunities to avoid this. He was provided multiple very, very, very generous offers and chose instead to act like a wild man, chose instead to play around. And the result is what we saw tonight. The other message here is the following. You have a guy, like many people around the world, they like to play games. You have a guy who decides he's going to invite Iran into his country, is going to do the confiscation of American oil companies, is going to flood our country with gang members, is going to take Americans prisoner and try to hold them for hostage and trade them like he was able to do with the Biden administration. Basically likes to play games all this time and thinks nothing's going to happen. And I hope what people now understand is that we have a president. The 47th president of the United States is not a game player. When he tells you that he's going to do something, when he tells you he's going to address a problem, he means it. He actions it. I can tell you, I've watched this process now for 14, 15 years, been around it. Everybody talks. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. When I get there, we're going to do this. We're going to take. This is a president of action. Like, I don't understand yet how they haven't figured this out. And now, if you don't know, now you know. because this is the way it's going to play out. And I think people need to understand that this is not a president that just talks and does letters and press conferences. And, if he says he's serious about something, he means it. And this is something that was a direct threat to the national interest of the United States, and the president addressed it. There's a president of peace, by the way. I told you what I just said earlier. This guy had multiple opportunities to find his way somewhere else and figure out another. He could have been living somewhere else right now, very happy, but instead he wanted to play big boy. And so now, he's got other sets of problems on his hands. And but I think that the message here should be for the world. But the president doesn't go out looking for people to pick fights with. He's not generally wants to get along with everybody. We'll talk and meet with anybody. But don't play games. Don't play games with this president's in office, because it's not going to turn out well. And so I hope that, I guess that lesson was learned last night, and we hope it'll be instructive moving forward.
Mr. President, the president of the U.S. is going to run Venezuela. So who's in power right now?
Well, we're going to be running it with a group, and we're going to make sure it's run properly. We're going to rebuild the oil infrastructure, which will cost billions of dollars. It'll be paid for by the oil companies directly. They will.
All right, everybody chip in a little bit. We can get it done, right? I'll chip in a little bit. We'll be fine.
And we're going to get the oil
Put a little extra.
It was just a minor flow. It was actually a minor flow for what they had. But we're going to run it properly. We're going to make sure that the people of Venezuela
I don't care about nothing else.
We're going to make sure that the people that were forced out of Venezuela by this thug.
Give me 1 quick second. We're going to shave your necklace, and we're going to wet your head to trim on top of the system.
President, does the U.S. running the country mean that U.S. troops will be on the ground?
Sometimes that can build bonds and relationships in a much stronger way.
We're not
For
afraid of
family,
boots on the
that's
ground.
it
We have
exactly.
boots on the ground.
Because it's not about the money. It's not about what food item you brought to the cookout. It's the fact that you thought about it, you brought something.
We're going to make sure that that country is run properly. We're not doing this in vain. This is a very dangerous attack. This is an attack that could have gone very, very badly. We could have lost a lot of people last night. We could have lost a lot of dignity. We could have lost a lot of equipment. The equipment is less important, but we could have lost a lot. Yeah, we're going to make sure that this is proper. We're there now. We're ready to go again if we have to. We're going to country right. It's going to be run very judiciously, very fairly. And it's going to make a lot of money. We're going to give money to the people. We're going to reimburse people who are taking advantage of. We're going to take care of everybody. It's very important. We couldn't let them get away with it. They stole our world. We built that whole industry. And they just took it over. We decided not to do anything about it. So we did something about it.
2026, I'm on a stress
We did something about it. Yep.
Any negative or toxic relationship in my life, it is a non-negotiable. 2026, yo, by the end of this year, my granddaughter's gonna be 2. Terrible tooth. I gotta be ready. I gotta start now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
For real. What I'm
Who's
gonna
on
do?
Venezuela?
It's largely going to be for
When she's
people that are standing right behind.
look, that's the temp potential too.
We're going to be bringing it back. It's a dead. You're not talking about a dead country. A year and a half ago, we were a dead country. Now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're a country doing better than any country anywhere in the world. And it required leadership. Venezuela has a lot of bad people in there, a lot of bad people that shouldn't be leading. We're not going to take a chance that one of those people take over for Maduro. So you can look at, and others, we have fantastic people, including people in the military. So we're going to have a group of people running it until such time as it can be put back on track, make a lot of money for the people, and give people a great way of life, and also reimbursement for people in our country that were forced out of Venezuela.
I really worry about that shit all the time. Like some shit broke, I need you to fix it.
You also mentioned the vice president of Venezuela. Are you going to work with vice president of Venezuela, or how do you foresee the relationship
Well, I
going?
understand she was just sworn in, but she was, as you know, picked by Maduro. So Marco's working on that directly. Just had a conversation with her, and she's essentially willing to do what we think is necessary to make Venezuela great again. Very simple.
Mr. President, Colombian President Gustavo Petro, a couple weeks ago, he said he's got to watch his ass.
And today he said he's not concerned about anything happening to him in the aftermath of this operation. So what are your messages
Well,
about
he
that?
has cocaine mills. He has factories where he makes cocaine. And
Well,
yeah, I think I stick by my first statement. He's making cocaine. They're sending it into the United States. So he does have to watch his ass.
Mr. President, did you notify any members of Congress in advance?
Marco, do you want to talk about that? Because you were involved.
We call members of Congress immediately after. This was not the kind of mission that you can do congressional notification on. It was a trigger-based mission in which conditions had to be met night after night. We watched and monitored that for a number of days. So it's just simply not the kind of mission you can call people and say, hey, we may do this at some point in the next 15 days. But it's largely a law enforcement function. Remember, at the end of the day, at its core, this was an arrest of 2 indicted fugitives of American justice.
That makes sense.
And the Department of War supported the Department of Justice in that job. Now, there are broader policy implications here, but it's just not the kind of mission that you can pre-notify because it endangers the mission.
Plus, if I could add one thing to that, Congress has a tendency to leak. This would not be good. If they leaked, General, I think it would have been maybe a very different result. But I have to say, they knew we were coming at some point, you know. A lot of ships out there, they sort of knew we were coming. But Congress will leak, and we don't want leakers.
You were one of the only people to watch this all play out live. What was Maduro doing when the U.S. forces entered what I assume would be his home? And also, was there any point where the U.S. was considering if Maduro pushed back or resisted killing Maduro?
It could have happened. It could have happened. He was trying to get into a safe place. You know what a safe place is? All steel. And he wasn't able to make it to the door because our guys were so fast. They went through the opposition so fast. And there was a lot of opposition. You know, people were wondering, did we get it by surprise? Sort of surprised, but they were waiting for something. It was a lot of opposition. There was a lot of gunfire. You saw some of it today. But he was trying to get to his safe place, which wasn't safe because we would have had
There
the
was so
door
much
blown up.
gunfire, they can't show you that.
About 47.
What I'm trying to tell you is my fucking buddy. I took a walk over there.
It was a very heavy door, but he was unable to get to that door. He made it to the door. He was unable to close it.
Christmas trees.
Going to be in the time being right now? Do you know his exact
Well, eventually, ultimately, in the near future, he's going to be brought to New York.
And where is he going to be held? Where is he going to be held in New York? Do you know?
That's going to be up to the officials that do these things.
Mr. President, the U.S. has something of a mixed track record of ousting dictators without necessarily a plan for what comes afterwards.
Not with
Did
me,
that
that-
weigh on your decision?
Well, that's why we had different presidents, but with me, that's not true. With me, we've had a perfect track record of winning. We win a lot, and we win. If you look at Soleimani, you look at al-Baghdadi, you look at the Midnight Hammer. Midnight Hammer was incredible. Right now, you wouldn't have peace in the Middle East. We have essentially peace in the Middle East because of that. If we weren't successful with Midnight Hammer, you wouldn't have peace in the Middle East. So, with me, you've had a lot of victory. You've had only victories. You've had no losses yet.
President, how long do you expect the U.S. to run Venezuela, and how soon do you want Venezuela to take that whole election?
So I'd like to do it quickly, but it takes a period of time. You know, we're rebuilding. We have to rebuild their whole infrastructure. The infrastructure is rotted. It's actually very dangerous. It's blow-up territory. Oil is very dangerous. It's a very dangerous thing to take out of the ground. It can kill a lot of people. It has killed a lot of people doing just that. The infrastructure is old. It's rotted. Much of it is stuff that we put there 25 years ago, and we're going to be replacing it. And we're going to take a lot of money out so that we can take care of the country. Yeah.
Are you saying that Secretary Rubio and
Mr. President, China, Russia, and Iran have interests in Venezuela. How does this operation affect your relationships with them when it comes to oil and
China
drugs?
and Russia, Russia, when we get things straightened out. But in terms of other countries that want oil, we're in the oil business, we're going to sell it to them. We're not going to say we're not going to get it. We'll be selling oil, probably in much larger doses because they couldn't produce very much because their infrastructure was so bad. So we'll be selling large amounts of oil to other countries, many of whom are using it now.
No, we don't want to
But I
let
would
them
say many more will come.
Are you saying that Mr. President, are you saying that? Oh,
Mr. President, thank you. What is your message to the people of Venezuela today? Of course, the civilian population specifically, they have a lot of questions. What is your message to the people of
That
Venezuela?
you're going to have peace, justice. You're going to have some of the riches that you should have had for a long period of time was stolen from you. But you're going to have peace and you're going to have safety. You're going to have justice. You're going to have a country. You're going to have a real country. You're going to have potentially a great country. You know, if you go back 20 years, maybe even a little longer ago, that was a great country. And they destroyed it. Remember I said that if we lose this election, the United States will be Venezuela on steroids. That's what would have happened. Had we lost the election, 2024 election, we suffered so badly. When you look at the border from 2020, what they did, what Joe Biden administration did to our country should never be forgotten. But if we had to go through another year of that, we would be exactly where Venezuela was in terms of, I used to say, if they win, we're going to be Venezuela on steroids, and that's what would have happened.
President, thank you. Are you saying that Secretary Hegseth and Rubio are going to be running Venezuela, and will you be sending in U.S. military troops to provide?
That's working with the people of Venezuela to make sure that we have Venezuela right. Because for us to just leave, who's going to take over? I mean, there is nobody to take over. You have the vice president who's been appointed by Maduro. And right now she's the vice president, and she's, I guess, the president. She was sworn in as president just a little while ago. She had a long conversation with Marco, and she said, "We'll do whatever you need." I think she was quite gracious, but she really doesn't have a choice. We're going to have this done right. We're not going to just do this with Maduro, then leave like everybody else, leave and say, let it go to hell. If we just left, it has zero chance of ever coming back. We'll run it properly. We'll run it professionally. We'll have the greatest oil companies in the world going and invest billions and billions of dollars and take out money, use that money in Venezuela. And the biggest beneficiary are going to be the people of Venezuela. And also, I can't stress this strongly enough, the people that got thrown out of Venezuela that are now in the United States. Frankly, some want to stay and some probably want to go back.
You want to fucking open up restaurants?
New Mondays, $8,000 off MSRP or $149 a month at Headquarter. Headquarter Monday in Sanford Lake Erie. Huge holiday savings. Sale extended. Final days. Plus, during our Getaway Sales event, you get 0% financing and zero payments for 90 days. New Tucsons, Elantras, Santa Fe's, and more with America's best warranty. 8 grand off MSRP or $149 a month. Now at Headquarter Hyundai in Sanford Lake Erie. HeadquarterHyundai.com.
Got a tough welding job? Titanium welders from Harbor Freight make it easy, quick to set up, dual voltage compatible, and built with advanced inverter tech for clean, consistent welds. Built to perform, priced to save, only at Harbor Freight.
The only downside to buying a mattress at City, you might need a louder alarm clock. You ready to get to bed? Because with Florida's largest selection at the guaranteed lowest prices, plus sleep experts to find your perfect fit, and everything you need to top it off, sleep is about to get a whole lot deeper. City Furniture, designed for sleep.
In the country, and were any of the detained Americans?
Well, right now they're very protected because nobody's going to mess with us. They're very protected. The people, and we let them know that you better not touch one of them.
Are you concerned that bad elements of the Maduro regime will remain in place?
Well, we know who they are. We're on them, and they're acting much differently now than they would have acted 2 days ago. Okay, wait behind you, please.
President, why is running the country in South America America first?
Yeah,
well, I think it is because we want to surround ourselves with neighbors. We want to surround ourselves with.
I think they would chill out for a little bit, right? And fucking Cortano and shit.
Tremendous energy in that country. It's very important to protect it.
He's a
We need that for ourselves. We
rehabilitation.
need that for the world. And we want to make sure we can.
No, how about how not to be fucking
Yes, sir.
evil?
Yes.
Start there. You know what I'm saying? How's that?
Cuba's an interesting case. Cuba is, not doing very well right now. That system has not been a very good one for Cuba. The people there have suffered for many, many years. And I think Cuba is going to be something we'll end up talking about because Cuba is a failing nation right now, very badly failing nation. and we want to help the people. It's very similar in the sense that we want to help the people in Cuba, but we want to also help the people who are forced out of Cuba and living in this country. Do you want to say something about that, Mark?
People decide to be fucking like you. Gave a statement a few minutes ago about when the president speaks, you should take it seriously. So suffice it to say, Cuba is a disaster. It's run by incompetent, senile men, and in some cases,
just a little bit of
not senile but incompetent. Nonetheless, it has no economy. It's a total collapse. And by the way, they were, all the guards that helped protect Maduro. This is well known. Their whole spy agency, all that were full of Cubans. I mean, it's amazing. This poor island took over Venezuela in some cases. One of the biggest problems Venezuelans have is they have to declare independence from Cuba. They tried to basically colonize it from a security standpoint. So, yeah, look, if I lived in Havana and I was in the government, I'd be concerned, at least a little bit. Well, the president already announced a week ago that anything that's sanctioned oil, it's not going to be allowed to get there. So that's a pre-existing.
Mr. President.
The answer is yes. Yes.
We're gonna have this little
Mayor Machado, and so you've been in contact with her.
And I think that the Corvette and you buy the Ferrari. She doesn't know you with the Corvette, she doesn't go to be in your Ferrari. And you better not put her in your Ferrari.
With respect to the country. She's a very nice woman, but she doesn't have the respect.
Is it possible that the U.S.
People that love you, they're gonna love you regardless. Not because of your bank account or materialistic money. Like I told you, anywhere I go, I'm gonna go rent a jet ski, a four-wheeler, whatever I want to do, just to go have fun. So next time I make a trip, I'm coming with you.
That aren't housing all of our enemies.
When do you guys leave?
That was happening.
February.
You don't want to have that.
February. What? You're gonna go during the best time, you give me 2 or 3 days, I'm happy. Nothing more than that. 2 or 3 days, I'm not doing it. I've been man, you all set to go. Take a close look right there. Ready to go, man. Looks good. Thank you so much. Whatever you normally pay is fine. I'm just gonna hide it from my girlfriend.
It's going to be a very important.
If she sees it, it will disappear. All right, no worries.
That took place last night. We have to be surrounded by safe, secure countries. And we also have to have energy.
You know, I'm a Jewish man of faith. Whatever you give me, I'm going to hide from my girlfriend.
Getting 4% to 5% of
hey,
energy
that's
out of the ground.
Corona's out to work.
It was such a disaster. So what's going to happen with Venezuela, I think, over the next period of a year, is going to be a great thing, and the people of Venezuela will be the biggest beneficiaries.
Thank you very much. God bless. We'll see you next time, all right?
I don't want to get into the conversations, but I did have conversations with him, and I said, you got to surrender. And I actually thought he was pretty close to doing so, but now he wished he did, yeah.